Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklarbro Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
aka two Jews, no harming kilobros,
aka lots of jokes, no hoax,
aka two bros, no garden hose,
aka one side two goat,
aka one salmon color couch, one brother drifting into the couch,
aka one salmon couchy, two fans of Fauci. Here we go, guys. Hope you had a good weekend. We got stories. We got things to dig in. Jay's got a great shirt now that he's rocking.
I'm rocking Miami Beach style. And
can we give a shout out to Jay on Jenny Craig? 5 weeks, 12 pounds?
Yeah, 12, 13. It fluctuates.
That's amazing. Between 11 and 13 pounds in 5 weeks. That's unbelievable.
I feel a lot better. I feel happy that I'm taking control of my life. There was a point where I wouldn't go to the doctor because I knew that my weight had gone up to a point where I didn't want to weigh myself. You can't not go to that's dumb. That's stupid.
So good for you.
So I feel better. All right. Hopefully you guys are taking control of your lives and feeling good about yourselves.
Now's a good time to do all that stuff.
Right.
We
it's like I'm not eating out, so I might as well control what I eat. All of us can do anything for a month or two. That's what I say.
Exactly.
So let me recalibrate, reset.
Like, I don't know, wear a mask. Anyway, whatever. We'll get into that. Because it's just insane what is happening in this world. And we are here to try and give you a break, 30 minutes to just
trying to make sense of it, try to make you laugh at it, and try to give you something to listen to while you do your dishes. Okay. Remember when the president told everyone to drink bleach?
I don't ever remember him saying
some bleach
to inject bleach in your body.
He said it could do a number on your lungs. I guess by a number on your lungs,
just destroy you and kill you. Is that what he's saying? Is that what he was saying? I don't even think he knows what he was saying.
While you're at it, why don't you pump some air into those veins?
Yeah.
Maybe tie a plastic bag around your head and suffocate the COVID-19.
You might be able to squeeze it, choke it out, so to speak.
When a dumb person tries to sound smart, they only sound dumber. That's just a fact.
Rasheed Wallace.
The ball don't lie. Get the light inside of you is what we say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, people who defended him, they were like, oh, he was joking. No, he wasn't joking. We know what joking is. We're joking all the time. We make jokes all the time.
By the way, no one's taking it seriously. So there's a disconnect there.
Right.
Like, no one is taking him seriously, I don't think, but some people might.
Right.
No one's taking him seriously to inject bleach in your system.
Well, obviously he was joking. He said it in the White House press room at the podium, where most jokes are done.
It's like a stand-up room.
Right.
That's where a lot of stand-up happens.
Then a lot of his supporters, of course, said that people were overreacting to it, that nobody would actually do that.
No one's going to actually drink bleach.
Come on. Well, okay, here we go. We got a story of people who have not only bought in, but they're trying to cash in as well.
Okay.
All right.
You got to give them credit for being opportunistic.
By the way, they're trying to cash in even though they've been told to stop by a federal judge. That's not even going to stop.
Federal judge, federal smudge.
4 Florida men,
of course,
have been charged by federal officials for selling a fake COVID-19 cure.
This is Snake Oil Salesman 2020.
101.
This is it.
Okay. And of course, it comes from Florida, the Tide Pod capital of the world. So bleach naturally is something that they trade in. Okay. 4 men. This was their simple plan. Have you seen A Simple Plan?
Simple Plan. Go watch that again.
Amazing movie. All right. So this is how they're like, this is how we're going to get rich. Yeah. You know that if they really did get rich off of it, they would start killing each other for the money.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's who these people are for the profit.
They wouldn't have been able to enjoy it.
The substance.
They wouldn't have been able to pull it off and then still enjoy it.
There's no way. The substance was marketed as Miracle Mineral Solution.
Anytime you put miracle in front of something, people are going to buy it.
Yeah. I file this under things that I need to teach my kids.
Tell your kids, hey, if it says miracle, don't do it.
It says Miracle Cure.
I won't even let them eat Miracle Whip.
I'll tell you that. And Miracle Whip should sue these assholes.
Go to Hellman's. You know what I mean?
I guess the miracle is that someone would buy the mineral solution, and yet here we are. Okay.
Maybe.
And I'm guessing that they didn't get the double entendre of the word solution, because solution to a problem and then
the final solution.
And also solution like a watery solution. Okay. All right. So it was sold nationwide, and that's why the feds got involved.
Couldn't have just been regional, guys. If you were regional, if you just took the southern states that don't believe in masks or anything like that, just sell it in Georgia. You can sell it in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Hit those states, man. You could have done great.
So they sold.
You got greedy.
They sold this through an entity called the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing. So this is the Genesis Church of Health and Healing after Peter Gabriel left,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because Phil Collins was, and by the way, not to sidebar on Phil Collins. If you doubted his talent and his star power, go back and watch his set during Live Aid.
I was standing outside of Trader Joe's waiting in line to be let in to shop, and Susudio came on. Susudio, the power of Phil Collins was that he got a song that meant nothing.
No words.
To get airplay, and it was a hit. Susudio? It's not even Susu. That's not even a word. That's not even a thing.
And let's also acknowledge that as two short men who are balding a little bit, this is a guy who was basically bald and short and was a rock star. He defied all odds.
Like
against all odds.
Against all odds.
He was the George Costanza of rock and roll. I'm looking at
easily.
All right. Again, let's go back to what they called it. It's not a church, but they're calling it a church.
Yeah.
Not really connected to any religion. If it's not connected to religion, you can't really call it a church. All right. These dudes, by the way, are really like when I think about what they're trying to do, think about the name that they laid out for this thing. They're really trying to appeal to
they're like, we got to hit
throw a reference to church in there.
Throw a miracle in there.
That's going to get people to sign on. Know your audience. Also, dead giveaway that the place is bogus is that they use both health and healing in the title.
Yeah, you only need one.
You only need one of those. It's like calling.
It's like Church of Christianity,
right? Or it's like calling a place Lou's Diner and Counter.
Mm-hmm.
Diner says it.
It is what it is.
It's either Lou's Counter or Lou's Diner.
Diner covers it.
All right. In April, a Miami federal judge ordered the self-styled church, which I think self-styled church should be like a
it's a great
kind of
name.
like a new wave retro 80s band.
Yeah,
self-styled church to stop selling the solution. All right. They said a Miami federal judge says, I am ordering you to stop selling the solution.
And I'm sure they just listened to this judge. Case closed. Let's move on to the next story, right?
The order was ignored.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They said, nope.
Yeah.
That is
So dumb.
That is so bold and so dumb and oh so very Florida.
The four men were who?
Mark Glennon, 62, and his three sons. This could be a modern day reboot of My Three Sons.
My three dumb criminal sons.
I mean, it is kind of like a Breaking Bad meets My Three Sons.
I mean,
someone could be pitching this
on
right now.
some level, Jay. As you still want to have a good relationship with your kids, you're like, I hope that when I'm 62, we can do.
I'm
you
doing
and your
something
son
with
thing,
them, right?
At least
Yes.
like their version of painting the fence.
I guess it is cool that he got his kids to do something.
He got his kids to conspire to defraud the United States. You got to give him some credit as a dad. He still has.
You
some
know what
power
it is?
over
In some way, it's like an elaborate sort of like metaphorical fishing trip.
a PHISH.
Right.
You're fishing for people.
You're
to
fishing
be
for dummies.
Right. There you go.
Records in Miami federal court do not list any attorneys for the Glennons, so they're representing themselves.
That should go well.
This should go great.
Hey, man, they got the power of the Church of Christianity, of
the
health and healing
healing
behind them. They're going to
Okay.
be fine.
According to the Food and Drug Administration, which now they're involved in this thing,
Oh, yeah.
the solution the Glennons were hawking turns into bleach once it's ingested.
So it's got an activation
Right.
system of sorts.
Now, where in the world would they get the idea that it's good to tell people to ingest bleach?
I don't know.
just don't know.
Don't know where that comes from.
By the way, this is a bleach that is used to treat textiles, industrial water, pulp, and paper.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to know what it was like to martinize your own lungs,
Yeah.
here you go. This is it.
Like stuff that you use on factory machinery. If you ever were like, I need to ingest that. Here you go.
So not only did they claim that their solution could cure COVID-19, but they said it could cure cancer, Alzheimer's, autism, which is somehow to me the worst because
Yeah.
you got parents of an
I
autistic
know,
kid
looking
and they're
for
like,
anything.
Let me try this on my kid. Multiple sclerosis, AIDS.
Can it also reprogram gay people to be
No,
straight?
I didn't think they said that, but it also can't get rid of stupidity.
Oh, no.
Originally, the Glennons agreed to abide by the judge's orders. But then, and this is where the story gets great. To me, this is where the story qualifies as a story we cover on this thing. They changed their tone in podcasts and emails that they sent directly to the judge.
What?
What
Why?
podcasts are they on?
Exactly.
What are they on?
Who's booking them as guests? For
I'm
Christ's
guessing
sake?
it wasn't Pod Save America.
Yeah.
Then to email the judge directly. I don't know if this is bold or dumb.
I think they're feeling like if we just email directly, the judge will be like, "What are these guys doing?" They
They can't
never
say we didn't let them know.
That's right.
This is what they said in one of the emails. We will not be participating in any of your unconstitutional orders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good call.
Invoking the Constitution. That is a very, very good. Which amendment allows you to sell bleach as a cure for cancer? Which amendment allows you to straight up kill people?
Is that the Second Amendment? I think that is actually the Second Amendment. That is.
Glennon also wrote to the judge, again and again, I have written you all that, and you have no authority over our church.
That's the judge. He has or she has all the authority.
She has all the authority over your. Look, Rand, I'm not for the death penalty. I really am not. But I would make an exception here. I think they have to have their own.
I think
solution.
They should just use their solution.
Right,
guys, show us the lead by example here.
And look, I think, and this is why I bring.
It's not a death penalty. It's saying put your money where your mouth is, dummies.
This is why I bring the story up. It's relevant to other stories we've covered. Story we covered last Friday. Okay, when you say no to the mask order, when you're governor or the restaurant you're in, those are rules that they're being asked to follow. Mm-hmm. You don't have to agree with all the rules. You could say to yourself, hey man, I don't think 55 miles an hour is an appropriate rule for this area. I think I can go 65 and still be safe. Well, you don't get to make that choice.
No.
The rule is out there. If you're going over 65, you're breaking the law. That's breaking the rule.
Or go to your local government meeting and say, look, I drive this highway all the time and 55 is way too slow
and I got it. And it's a straightaway for 10 miles.
That's right.
Let's
no
just
one's
move
on
it
it.
up
Let's move to 65 and try and do it that way.
So there are ways to go around it. You can't just say no.
Right.
You can't just say, I'm not wearing a mask, because that leads to, oh, you have a court order saying we can't sell our bleach and poison people and lie to them.
Call it a miracle cure.
Call it a miracle cure for cancer and autism and Alzheimer's. No, you can't. You say we can't do that. You know what I'm going to say to that? Same thing I said about the masks. No.
Right.
So now we're in the same position.
That's right.
But now it's a deadly position.
That's right.
And I think this is going to start happening more and more and more.
The stand your ground attitude of people standing ground on something that is dumb.
You can't tell me what I can't do.
Don't tell me what this is America.
She doesn't get to tell me what I get to do.
And the fact that it's a woman and it's this guy and his 3 sons, that's got to be burning him up that he's hearing from a woman what to do.
They're saying I can't drive my car 60 miles an hour into a peaceful protest on the street.
What? I can't do that.
Do it.
I'm going to do it. You can't tell me what to do.
They got to take their own solution.
Yep.
Got to put them down.
Take it, man. Take it. You put yourselves down. You put yourself in this position.
I equate these people to, it's like Old Yeller at the end of Old Yeller, which I haven't seen in a long time. Which maybe I've never seen, but I'm just saying they're foaming at the mouth. They're not safe to be around. They're not safe to be around kids. They're not. They shouldn't be out there. This is like, again, I don't support capital punishment, but I think in this case,
I just think if you want to be metaphorical, we need a miracle to cleanse them from society.
Just it.
That's it. There you go. The first story down in the books. Next story after the break. It's all about what you're willing to do for your kids in college,
or once they get into college.
What are you going to do for them when they're there, and what is acceptable and what isn't? This is Sklarbro Country, the Virus Edition. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Mentioned a couple things as we have been, and we will continue.
We'll keep mentioning every day. If you want to see what I consider to be one of the most fun shows ever live, which is Dumb People Town with Daniel Van Kirk and me and Randy and a very special guest, we recommend that you buy your tickets now before it sells out.
August 15th, it's a Saturday night. We're going to be doing the show there.
To all the people who are in different states,
it's like, you guys don't come in. We're giving you the chance right now. You can see it all over the world. You can see it. It's going to be 6:30 West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central. We're going to do it at the Nowhere Comedy Club. If you go to the nowherecomedyclub.com, it's up there, but we're setting the guest right now. We're trying to get that all set up. Might try and have a little music. We'll see if we can do that too. Right. If not, it'll just be the guest and us, which it'll be a blast. And there's an opportunity to do maybe a hang beforehand for VIPs and a hang afterwards. We just want to make this really fun for you guys. We had such a good time doing stand-up, and Dan did stand-up this past week. We're just excited. So they're capping it at like $450. So if you want to get your tickets, we say get them, soon if you while it's up there. But we'll get you on that. All right, should we jump into this?
Let's jump into this. Here's a rule of thumb. Okay, if you're hiring someone to cheat or take online classes for your kid, get ready to get mocked if you ask for a discount if they only get a C.
That's it,
right?
Beggars can't be choosers, man.
Maybe
unless it was in the.
I think that's
Unless it was in the contract that they were going to get an A.
No, okay, but still, you're talking about a kid that's failing. Right?
You can't go from failing to an A. You got to make it look somewhat believable.
You got C is like halfway there. Okay, they buckled down and they got a C. Maybe next semester it'll turn into a B. You don't want to raise red flags, is what I'm saying.
It also doesn't help that this woman who did this, her name was actually Karen, and I'm mad. I have a friend whose name is Karen. My friend Karen, Kirker and Karen. I love Karen. She's so nice. She's so smart. She's so thoughtful. She's a poet. She's had poems published in books. She's a thoughtful, amazing. She's the anti-Karen.
And that the Karens of this world have dragged her name through the mud.
They've ruined her. And not ruined her, but it just it ruined her name, and it's upsetting to me because I love Karen. All right. This specific Karen. All right. Also, like, what if you do need to actually speak to a manager?
And your name happens to be Karen.
Or not.
What if
she's ruined it? First of all, it would be terrible for her. But like for anybody who actually has to speak to a manager for something, what if the person you're speaking to can't do the things that you need that person to do, and you have to bump it up and talk to that person? Karens have ruined that.
They've ruined that too.
Ruined a lot of things.
Can't even speak to a manager anymore because of the Karens of this world.
Damn it, Karen.
All right. Well, this is not your friend Karen. This is a different Karen with a. I guess we should make that Karen with a lowercase k.
Right.
The sort of generic Karen should be
Karen's
lowercase k, just
right.
so we can make a distinction. Okay. So the Karen of this story, Karen Littlefair, age 57. Remember when 57 seemed old?
It's 9 years away from us. Yes, we're old, but Jesus
we have friends
Christ.
who are like,
I have friends that are like 55, really close friends that are like 2 years away from this person.
Right. 57. Like when we were kids,
it does not feel old, but when we were kids, that's
57 was like grandma.
Crazy
grandma, 57. Yeah. And if you're in Florida, that's like great grandma.
Exactly.
At this point.
Littlefair. Jailed for 5 weeks on Wednesday for paying someone $9,000 to take their kids' classes online at Georgetown University.
Does 5 weeks sound too short to you?
I mean,
like, I bet she comes out of this and tries to write a book.
Yeah.
Like how I lost 30 pounds in 5 weeks.
The lockdown, lockup diet?
Yes. I tossed a lot of salads.
That's right. And toilet wine.
Yep.
You're going to toss some
salads. Shiv those carbs, ladies.
Littlefair.
She's a socialite from Newport Beach. Translation, she's been in the background of a couple episodes of Real Housewives of the OC.
Yeah, and awful. Do you remember when the Indigo Girls refused to play at the Little Fair?
Yes. Which I imagine the Little Fair to be a Lilith Fair for little people.
That's right.
So this woman lives in Newport Beach. She's a socialite.
Hosted fundraisers for Republican candidates.
Well, that's a surprise.
So her son was failing a class at Georgetown.
And she did what all good parents do.
What'd she do?
She contacted Rick Singer. Remember Rick Singer?
Okay.
The crooked dude who got a bunch of celebrities, including Felicity Huffman, including Lori Loughlin, got their kids into prestigious colleges.
So she contacted him after the fact?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might have been in the process of this.
Okay, fine.
And the kids who didn't deserve to be in schools and got them in with like rowing scholarships.
But he wanted to expand his own business, so he's dealing with kids who are in school.
So is this brilliant or is this just ridiculous that this guy is like, let me see if I can put my tentacles in all versions of cheating? It's not just enough for this guy to become the guru of how to illegally get your kid into college.
He's like a one-stop shop for cheating for your kids.
He's like the Home Depot of cheating.
Right, exactly.
He should start selling fake plants too. Look, I can do it on brand.
On brand.
Well, now I got this fake plant to live. Well, now he's got other people taking classes for your kids. Randy, your daughter's 15.
My daughter met with a college counselor. She met or someone who's going to like help her with all of her stuff.
An
advisor to kind of help her stay on task and whatnot. And this guy's awesome. He's amazing. And he's smart. And he knows what he's doing. But like, he's not going to cheat for her.
Right. He's a guide.
He is going to help her do the things she needs to do and tell her when she needs to get them done.
Or highlight the parts of her that she's already doing so that those are the things you bring forward when you apply.
It's just like an advice type of a thing. But it certainly isn't someone...
It's like a college counselor, a college advisor.
Okay? It's not hard to find these people, by the way. A lot of people recommended this guy to us.
By the way, that's exciting. I think that's cool.
We have friends that do that. Our friend Dan Reisman teaches kids how to take the test. He has like a Stanley Kaplan type thing up in Irvington, New York.
By the way, it's not hard to find these people either.
Right.
Like
that's what I said.
You start putting the word out. It's hard to. And when we were in college, when we were we started at the University of Michigan. For some reason, I thought I was going to go into the business school.
Yep.
which I don't know why I wanted to
No
go.
way.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Just didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know comedy could be a possibility. So
No.
that's how much
Still
I
don't.
didn't know. I
Still
still am
don't.
on the fence about
That's
it. Yeah.
right.
But so I didn't know if comedy could be a viable career. Still don't. So my thing was like, look, I'll take these business school classes. Michigan has a great business school.
So did I.
And I started taking these classes. I was in an economics class and I was drowning. I was getting like a B- in my economics class, which I thought was a bad
I was
score.
getting a C in economics and I was getting an F in accounting. And then on the second to last day that I could
drop the
I
class.
dropped accounting.
So why couldn't this kid drop the class? So for me, I was getting a C in accounting and I was like, let me stick this thing out like a dummy. And it ruined my grade point average for my career. It didn't ruin it, but it definitely knocked it down a couple tenths of a percentage point across my college career. But it taught me a really good lesson. So the one thing I remember from accounting class, the one thing I learned was
It's the best.
You get a point if you can make your
balance sheet balance.
That's it.
Even if all the work you did is wrong, if the two numbers at the bottom
The
are
expenses
and the what you paid out are equal, then you're fine.
Zero's out. It gets out to zero, then
You get a point.
So
I couldn't even do that right.
So I don't even know if I'm explaining this right. That's how little I learned through accounting. So I think there was one. So I came out and I was like $1,287,000. This was on a final dollars away on my final accounting sheet.
And you were like zero.
So no, I made up a $1,276,000 travel expense. To zero out and even out my balance sheet to make it balance.
And you got a point.
My teacher said, "What is this?" And I was like, "He bought a private jet." That's what I said. That's all. Yes, I said he bought a private jet and now he's going to fly around. I mean, that's how little I knew what was going on. But what it taught me when I got that C+, which to me was the first time I'd ever gotten a C in any of my classes,
was that you need to be an English major.
I need to be an English major.
That's what it taught you.
That experience was so disappointing and upsetting to me that it changed courses. I was like, oh, I literally changed courses. I went to a whole new course load. But if you don't give your kids that opportunity, if you don't say to your kid, make the mistake. That's what college is for. You know,
she cheated her kid out of learning,
out of failing and learning from the failure. So people say, what is college? Why do we need college anymore? You know, I argue that you do. And LSA, liberal arts and sciences education at this point in life. Yes, it's a luxury and not all people can afford it. And I have tons of issues with how expensive it is, but I think we need it.
Yeah.
We need it for just moments like that, moments where I motivated myself. I got a tutor. I got my, economics score up into the B's. I wasn't psyched about it, but I got it up into a B because I learned some things.
That's right.
I took the accounting class all the way to the end because I care about seeing things through. Randy obviously doesn't. I know. But you made the better choice.
I made the better choice. I got out of it. I learned how to get out of it at that moment.
You took the right course, and we didn't even, here's two guys who were in the same things and twins, and we took different paths. But it taught me, okay, I can't do this. Well, this idiot
hired someone for $9,000, which feels like too little and too much at the same time.
Right. $9,000.
He gets a C in the class, which he was failing, and he got a C.
And this woman writes to Rick Singer, who I'm like, this crooked asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
And says that because the fraudulent test taker only got a C, she deserves a discount.
So look, if you're
scrupulous and cheap.
That's right. If you're hanging out down on the bottom of the sea floor.
Is that scrupulous? Is that the right term?
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous. Of course, Singer refused to get unscrupulous.
Good for Singer. Standing on principle, okay? Knowing when to stand up and do the right thing.
He is also awaiting sentencing for all of his crimes.
So that may
not exactly the right principle.
Okay.
My question to this...
Literally standing on top of a principle.
My question to this woman is, why do you even care if this kid is in college if you're going to do this for him?
Yeah.
If you're going to be meddling and paying money for this, that, the other, teach him how to do TikTok.
That's right.
Get him in with a famous YouTube crew. Pay a YouTube crew. Okay.
Spend your money there.
Tell me this. For
Spend your money
for real. Tell me. If she would go to some YouTube crew house, okay? Right. And if she were to say to one of them in the crew, I'm going to pay, however, Georgetown is like, what, $70,000 a year times 4?
Yeah.
$240,000. Here's the $9,000 on top of that. Make it a cool $250,000. $250,000 to a kid in a YouTube house and say, take my son in.
Yeah.
Make him a part of your crew.
There you go.
Get him a ton of followers. Have him make some money off of that. aren't you doing your kid a better service? Like this
Maybe.
kid clearly doesn't want to be in school.
Exactly.
He can't handle the job.
The amount of heavy lifting this woman is going to have to do from here on out.
Well, she's going to do a lot of heavy lifting in the yard for the next 5 weeks.
That's right.
But then past that, when she gets out of prison, the amount of heavy lifting, you're setting a real good example for your kids.
But also way
Karen.
to try and get that discount, right? When you needed it the least.
But also, like a socialite from Newport Beach, why do you care about a discount?
Exactly. Pay full boat, baby.
Pay full boat. You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
And that's it. And you get an F. All right. You get an F in parenting. That's how it goes.
Right.
All right, guys. That's a show.
There you go.
That is a show. That is how we do. Hope you're into this next week, doing a good job. Again, Nowhere Comedy Club, August 15th, live down Peopletown. We'll keep telling you what it's going to be once we get the guest.
Hit our YouTube page, Sklarbro Country. Subscribe to that. Rate and review this podcast. It helps.
Tell people about it. We'd love for a lot of people to be listening to this thing because we really love what we're doing here. Punch a water faucet. Stay connected. Stay protected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax. Wear a mask.
It's not a hoax. We will bring you the jokes.
That's how we do it. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da.